I'm not going to give you the whole thing, because this is that encapsulated part of Bob's slide that he turfed till later that had to do with health effects of particulate matter, coal dust, mercury, that sort of thing. That, what does it mean for our health? So I'm going to skip some of the formalities of this, because what this boils down to is that fraction of air pollution that I will call fine particulate matter, or what Bob is referring to as particle pollution from diesel exhaust. And that's where the dangers of this comes from. It's not the coal dust. The coal miner's lung is something that happens to coal miners. This is something that happens to people who live by tracks where coal trains are traveling. So, and I'm a newbie on this. I'm probably I've known about this as long as most of the people in this room, and so I wouldn't be saying anything at all if it wasn't for the group in Bellingham that calls themselves the Watcom Docs, now 150 and growing apparently, who put an opinion piece in the Bellingham Herald a few weeks ago, and has started to mine the medical literature for what is there that we need to be looking at. I think it's. Okay, thank you very much. Good. I need all the help I can get. So what I'm going to do is just call your attention to a couple of articles out of these really radical, groups. The American Lung Association being one of them. This article was just published this year, 2011, and the other one's out of an article that came out last year in circulation by the American Heart Association. Lengthy scientific statements that are fairly, I was surprised at how strongly worded they are. And they agree on, go ahead and go to the next slide, that these are the health risks that they see connected to diesel particulate or fine particle pollution. I'm just going to back up just a little bit. Fine particle pollution refers to this conglomerate or mixture of chemicals and particulate matter that fall in a certain size range. And because they're really small, they're carried a long distance, and also because they're small, they're respired deeply into the lungs, where they can sit in lung tissue in the air sacs, and they can be absorbed into the bloodstream. And that leads to the whole pathophysiology of why they cause the effects they do. But these are the effects that they see in both of these organizations, the American Lung Association and the American Heart Association. The list is actually longer than this, but this is the gist of it. Again, the risk is, depends on exposure, so the closer you are to the tracks, the more things there are, blah, blah, blah. Early death, that should be a few months to about 3 years. Cardiovascular disease of many kinds, that's heart attacks, that's heart failure, it's high blood pressure, it's rhythm problems. The risk of dying of lung cancer is elevated. Increased incidence of hospitalization for asthma in children, increased incidence of having to use medication. In some cases, they even think there's evidence that it can cause asthma, especially in children. Slow growth of lung function in children is very much like living with a smoker. And in the American Lung Association found an association with higher mortality and interest in young children. So this is the sort of thing that they're blowing the whistle on. So the Environmental Protection Agency has sort of agreed with them. I mean, they same thing. This is the same list of problems. Go ahead. The Washington State Department of Ecology has identified diesel exhaust as the air pollutant most harmful to public health in Washington State. They state that 70% of the cancer risk from airborne pollutants is due to diesel exhausts. So who's at risk? Not everybody is equally at risk. People with pre-existing lung disease, COPD, asthma, chronic bronchitis, elderly people, people with heart disease, children, diabetics, women over 50, and workers that have an occupational exposure. Now, the interesting thing in the 2010 paper that the American Heart Association put out, because I was thinking, okay, we live in Skagit County, the air is, I think, relatively pure here. I tried to contact Northwest Clean Air and find out exactly what it is. Well, there's no data that anybody can give me. So, how much incrementally does this increase it? I can't answer that Association goes so far as to say there is no safe threshold. Much like cigarettes, some is bad and more is worse. That's pulled out and watching docs. I have to get credit where it's due. But the bottom line is, going back to what Bob was saying about the diesel particulate matter of this amount of train traffic being equivalent to what would happen if, and not, again, greenhouse gases, but in terms of particulates that would be put into the atmosphere, this is equivalent to 2.6 to 2.8 million semis a year. That enabled me to put some reality to what we're really talking about here.
Could you repeat that?
Yeah.
Repeat that?
Okay, and Bob came up he mentioned this earlier, but the amount of diesel particulate matter that this amount of coal traffic would put into our air is equivalent to what you would get from 2.6 to 2.8 million semis a year. And Bob was careful to point out that the people who argue against that, SSA Marine, etc., will tell you, well, and in fact, somebody came up to me at the Lincoln on Thursday night and said, no, that's not true. That many semis will carry the same load of coal. But trains are more efficient than semis, so you're wrong. And I think where they can, trying to be confusing is that the amount of greenhouse gases put out may not be equivalent, but the amount of diesel particulate matter is pretty close, and that's where our worries with immediate physical health is. I'm not going to the greenhouse gas thing. This comes out Burlington Northern's website. Don't tell my user, but and again, in terms of coal dust blow off, I'm not going to point to specific human health risks there. But if you can imagine, go to the next slide. I just stuck this in now. Thank you to Paul Anderson for this slide. If you imagine that dust blowing off these trains into, this is south of Bellingham Bay. I mean, you're looking into Bellingham from here.
Yeah, that's
right?
Fairhaven.
Yeah.
And that's
So-
Edgemore right there.
Okay.
Just up Chuckman Drive.
But, you all know how close that train goes to the water all the way up.
Yeah, but hang on a minute. The winds are westerly prevailing here,
Okay.
so it's blowing in this way. It ain't going another way. You've got that wind
Okay.
making that so.
It might not be blowing, but it's falling on the ground. And what happens when the rain falls? And where does it wash to?
Well, that's another matter. The prevailing wind is definitely from the west.
You're all right about that. The prevailing wind is from the west.
Right onto homes.
There was actually, when I was reaching, this might be a little bit of a, aside, but there was a lawsuit. I think maybe the National Resources Center. There were a couple of environmental agencies that filed this lawsuit on behalf of the citizenry of Seward, Alaska, I believe, because of a coal terminal up there, and it was the reason was because of the coal dust that was landing. It was hurting their tourist trade. It was landing on the streets, it was landing on the buildings, and you might call it cosmetic, but it was having an economic